Yo, what is going on, guys? Bobby here, and today we are finally back with another video. I'm going to be recapping the monthly finals, so let's not waste anyone's time. Let's get right into it. Before we start, I just want to say I love you guys. I love my fans. Thank you guys so much for supporting me no matter what. I know it's been a tough time, but it's going to happen soon, and it's going to be magical when it does. So let's lock into this game. So we're facing up against Elevate here. We have Daryl, Buzz, and Cord. No, we have Daryl, Cord, and Crow versus Buzz, Dog, and Carl. So Crow is kind of our secret strategy on this map. This map is obviously very tank heavy. It's a very base race type map. So we knew if we had tanks running us down, we wanted to go Crow because Crow charges the hypercharge. Doesn't fully stop them like a Gale or a Cordelius or a Lou would, but it stops them good enough. You get hyper and you jump on the save. So we went Cord first pick. Chino's a very good Crow, or a very good Cord. We kind of knew they were going to bait us into Cord, so this was kind of nice for us. They baited us into Cord, which, again, I don't really know why they did that. I guess they had the reasoning, but then they went 2 tanks after that, which just made no sense. So we had Cord, which is the best defender on this map, versus 2 tanks. And then we also had the Crow. So this is kind of like exactly what we wanted. We picked Daryl as well because Daryl counters both Buzz and Carl, and they went last pick Dog, which is decent, not the greatest, but decent. So right now we're losing, but we're kind of playing for the Crow hypercharge. So we know they're gonna have a little bit of a better start than us, but once we get our hypers and start doing damage, things are gonna go well. I'm trying to get my hyper, but Chino calls he wants to lane take Rafiki, so he's gonna take Rafiki into the realm, and I'm gonna go up. Don't know if that was the best play because Chino goes down. I'm also like kind of just existing on the map right now. I'm not charging hyper or doing anything. I finally get a hit onto Juan, but like I have to kind of like suicide to get that hit. So again, I definitely think we could have played it better. But as long as I have my hyper, we're fine. I make sure I don't waste it here. Like I know the clock is running down, but if I waste my hyper, we're going to lose. So I really have to make sure that doesn't go to waste. Chino has his, so right now he's calling like, I'm going to take the Carl and then you roll up, Sans. But then in my head, I'm like, oh, if he's going to take the Carl, you know, I might as well go up to the save as well. So Sans goes down, he dies, but I'm going to end up on the safe. It goes from 72 to 40. Juan does tank a lot of it. Chino gets the kill and then takes the Dog into Realm, which kind of like frees him up, or frees us up, I mean, to get those kills. And we get a very narrow victory and end up taking the win. Now, I'm not going to show every single game, but we lost game number 2 and then won game number 3. So W us, we're up 1-0. And then we go into Out of the Open, where again, they bait us into taking first pick Cat. I don't know exactly what their strategy was. I've teamed with Czar for obviously a long time, and I was always the Jean player, so I knew he never played Jean. Livvy's always teamed with Zulon, so Zulon's always been the Jean of that team. And then I know Rafiki also doesn't play Jean, so I think they were kind of trying to bait us into Jean and then go Cat into the Jean, which is not a bad strategy. But it was kind of our idea the whole time to let them play Jean because we knew they weren't too good at it. And, you know, pro teams, we have data. And the data said that they never really won with Jean. So we are like, okay, we're definitely not going to take it. They took Jean and Mandy into us. So originally, like, most teams would obviously go Daryl because Cat Daryl is broken. But a lot of players and teams have been going Cordelius last. And in comp, it's been working really well. So we decided to go Ollie Squeak instead. Squeak is a pretty good brawler right now with the amount of damage that its gadget shot does. So we're just going to have the Cat jump onto the Ollie, the Squeak, shoot from long range, and just try and get kills like that. Obviously, they have Gene Pull, and they have Mandy Hyper, so they have 2 ways of killing us pretty easily. So our main objective is like just make sure we don't die till endgame, and then we should be fine on endgame. Rafiki as well, who's subbing for Czar. I don't even know why I said Czar because he's not playing, but Rafiki, who's subbing for Czar, he's a very good Kenji. So when we saw the Kenji pick, we were a little bit worried, but it's kind of weird into our comp. Like, it doesn't really have a place, I guess, is a way to say it. So we're just kind of trying to stay alive and do our best to survive until late game. I think right here, Sans is saying, like, I'm going to jump over the wall eventually. And then Cat jumps on me and we go in. Livy has his hyper, which Mandy hyper is really scary because he can just click the buttons and either win the game instantly or lose the game instantly. He hits me, so he decides to go for it because I'm low, but he just completely whiffs it. I don't think it was a great hyper attempt there. Juan goes for the pull, misses, gets hit by that long Squeak shot, and then he goes down. Rafiki's doing as much as he can right now. We're pretty low. And unfortunately, we somehow don't win this. I guess it was a pretty tough win, and Chino didn't really know whether to heal up or like just keep shooting, so he didn't know where the Mandy was. But that's gonna be an L for us. And then Sands is like, okay, I shouldn't jump over the wall, because if I jump over the wall, then I'm losing my gadget and I can't have like a crazy super. So he decides not to. Then we see the Gene with hyper pulse, so we're like, oh my goodness. So I'm like, we got to make a play before they do. We got to make a play. So at this point, we're kind of just sitting here and we're like, okay, as soon as I do a little bit of damage on Squeak, we go, because I think Sands is pretty close. So I think right here I hit a long Squeak, so I'm like, okay, go, 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 go. So then we run up with our hypers, and I don't want to get too close, so my hyper attempt wasn't the best, but we're able to get his Livy. Chino and Sands played that really perfectly. And then Rafiki's doing all he can right now to 1v3, but we're like, okay, heal, relax, heal. So then everyone relaxes, we heal up, Sands goes in for the kill. He's not able to get it, unfortunately, but we're able to clean up, and that's going to be game number 1. Now, that comp was pretty 100-0, I'm not going to lie. So we were able to win that one pretty easily in 2 games, the second game being a lot shorter. I guess they just didn't play it as clean. And then that brought us into set number 3. So we played open zone in set number 3, and we were pretty confident on this map. We did know that they were also very good at this map, though. They only had 5 losses in all of their scrims on this map, and actually all of them were on Lola, so we were kind of like wanting them to play Lola. We went Poco 2-3 when they went first pick Amber. I thought the first pick Amber was really weird, to be honest. I've never seen anyone first pick Amber on this map, and I was like, oh, okay, let's just go Poco and Stu into it, because Stu is well-rounded and Poco is just pretty broken right now. But then they went Gale, which was like, I didn't know they knew about the Gale. Not many teams knew about the Gale on this map. I guess similar to our Crow on Pit Stop where we were hiding it. I guess they were hiding it too. But Gale like perfectly stops aggression. So they went Lola, Amber, and Gale. And we didn't know what to go last pick. Tooney, who is our coach, he suggested that we go Janet, which I think would have been a better pick than the Carl. But then I think it would have made the Poco completely useless. So I was like, nah, I think we gotta go Poco here. Like, if not, the Poco's just gonna be standing there. Like, he already has no synergy with Stu. So, like, you need some, like, the Poco's gotta do something. But they're just keeping us at max distance. They're doing a really good job at just doing their thing. The Gale is basically impossible to get through, because the Gale's just slowing us and not allowing us to do anything. Chino pops hyper, and we're trying to get as much zone time as possible. Chino gets his Livy to one shot. Honestly, I think I should have been Screech Poco, because I could have played a lot more aggressive. But this team, they're a very good control team, especially with Czar. They do kind of lack tank players a little bit, but they make up for that with their ability on control. So they played that amazing. They take game number 1. And the second game, we lasted a little bit longer, but unfortunately, they did also end up taking the win there. So props for them. Good draft. They kind of baited us into the Poco, which I can't believe anyone is baiting anyone into Poco these days, but they somehow made it work, so props to them. Then on to set number 4, we got Hard Rock Mine, and we were really confident on Open Zone and Hard Rock Mine. I just knew we kind of had to win 1 or 2 of the first maps, and then we should be able to win in 3 or 4. They did take Open Zone, though, which did kind of like kill the confidence a little bit. So game number 1, I'm going to rewind a little bit. Sands went right where he laned Juan Carlos, then I went left where I laned his Livy. So I didn't like the Livy lane, and Sands didn't like the Juan lane. So even though it did work out for us, we decided to try and switch and catch them off guard. But then Juan is just sitting there on Buzz, like waiting for me. So they kind of did what we were planning on doing. Good shot there by Rafiki to finish me and get the kill. But his Livy now has really good positioning, which he never had all of game 1. Game 1, I kind of just sat there and like made sure his Livy didn't win lane. But then I just didn't do anything. Like I just sat there and was like, oh, okay, like I'm just gonna exist this entire game. So this game, I do get off to a better start in terms of like, you know, I actually hit some shots at the start of this game. Then Sands has a worse start. I think it's better that Sands is a good start, because obviously his super is really important. But at this point, I'm kind of just like walking down, trying to make sure I get my super, trying to make sure I get my hyper and all that. Really good stun there by Sands in order to get the kill. And then Chino is going to be able to finish it off. So now I have my hyper. We are losing though, and Sands has his super. So I'm like, okay, Sands, I'm going to play off of your hyper, or I mean off of your super, and then pop my hyper. So I hyper up. I throw my rats to make sure that the Buzz can't just like randomly grapple me. I'm able to get him low. Chino finishes him off with the kill over there, and then we get this like really good positioning that we had game number 1. So we're like, okay, let's hold this. And Juan just absolutely scams me. He like misses the pull, but he hits a wall and then finishes me and gets the kill. And that, I don't know, I didn't like that. That was a scam. And then he's just like spawn trapping me. Like we banned to get Buzz, and then they took Buzz 2-3, which was actually a really good pick by them. So we kind of had to force the Ashe. It's a little bit of a comfort pick, but I mean, I don't know. It was still forced, not a great pick. And then Chino here, I think he makes the play of the match. Well, I don't think. I know he makes the play of the match. He's able to kill Rafiki with the fly, and then he takes all of the gems and he flies back. Like, what an incredible play. So then at this point, like, the pro player strategy, if you guys watch my tips to become a pro, is you just die. Like, you just run up and die, because if you die, like Chino did with the gems right there, it doesn't matter, because you're spawning with invincibility, and they can't come and take those gems if you're invincible and you have ammo. You guys see Rafiki's running away. So I go up, I'm like, hey guys, I'm gonna go die again. So then I run up, I get my super, I go die, and we're just trying to focus the Buzz because we think Buzz is the biggest threat. He goes for Chino, he gets the kill, but Sans is able to finish him off and get that kill, and then by then it is game over. So absolutely insane play over there by Chino. I don't kill Rafiki because he's my friend and I want to keep him alive. And that is it for that set and that match. So I get a beautiful 0-8 Ashe screenshot. I said Ashe for a reason. It wasn't even that bad. Like, look at the damage. Like you know, I was doing my part, but like, man, 0-8 is kind of a legendary screenshot. So GG's to Elevate. I do feel bad for Zara that he didn't get to play. You know, it's my brother, and I do want him to not be sad, be able to play and get all the opportunity in the world. So GG's to Juan, Izlivi, Zar, and then also to Rafiki for stepping in and actually playing pretty good. So then moving on to match number 2, and this was a very important match. We were very confident because for the first time in what seemed like forever, we didn't get the hardest bracket. We actually got, you know, a substitute player, and then BC, who most people thought was kind of like a draft heavy team. A team that maybe had like a crazy month 1, maybe couldn't follow it up because they're new players. So we were just like, hey, we got to lock in, we got to draft good, play good, and we'll be in a really good spot, 2nd or 3rd place for Brawl Cup. So we go up against first pick Bell. They first pick Bell because they like to play around Melody. So if we didn't go Melody, they would take it. If we did go Melody, they would just go 8-bit. I think we should have gone Piper 100% or Melody 100% because we took Byron. I don't even remember what the thought process behind Byron was, but we took Gray 100% because we're very comfortable with Gray. Byron, I think, was trying to like bait them into going range, and then I mean, they got baited into going range, but it obviously wasn't a good idea. They went Melody and Piper after going the Bell, and we were like, oh, okay, we can go Fang. So loading into the draft, we actually didn't think it was too bad because it's actually a pretty good Fang game. We're always happy when we have Gray. Not always, but I mean, it's a pretty good brawler. I don't even play it that much. It's just Gray's a pretty good brawler. So here, we're in a pretty good position. I think we could still win from here. I don't think we have comp, but we're in a spot where we can make a play. I mean, Sans has super, I have super, and I feel like we're kind of just like sitting around. I think maybe if we went a little bit more aggressive, we could have forced something, but we're all kind of just sitting behind walls. I'm sitting far back, and I don't even know exactly what we're waiting for, but we're still just waiting. Then Sans goes in. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to go in at like a great time because we're getting kind of late in the game. And he goes down, and I'm just kind of standing there doing nothing with my TP. So game's over. We couldn't really do anything, and that's game number 1. And then game number 2 goes even worse. So then we go down in sets 1-0. Then going into set number 2, we have Bridge Too Far. And here, I don't know, honestly, what to make of the comps. I mean, on paper, I think we would have it. A good amount of people that I spoke to said we had it, but I don't know. I don't love it, to be honest. Like, it's pretty easy for them. I think if we play it correctly, we can definitely win. Don't get me wrong, but we played it horribly. We had pretty bad lanes at the start, so unfortunately Chino goes down. Pretty tough lane for him. I'm winning my lane, but it's like I'm gonna win lane versus anyone. Like it's Chuck, 8-bit, and Amber. Like I full counter all of them. So we have Sans on the Amber. I think what we're doing wrong right here is I have to go kind of just down and shift on to playing defense, and then Sans has to also go down and kind of just focus this Chuck, because the game is pretty close at this point, but Sans is our main damage. So like right here, when Sans dies, I should just go in, I should die, respawn, and then Sans focuses on defense, I focus on winning lane, and we should be fine. So I don't die, but I do make my way back. And at this point, Sans is like 1 off of hypercharge, so we're actually at a pretty decent spot right now, but I don't know, it just didn't work out. Like Sans unfortunately gets his hypercharge, but he gets hit by the Chuck. Chuck comes back, so Sans is kind of stuck in that corner, and we could finish the save, but like Sans doesn't have the HP to finish the save, so we kind of have to wait out the Chuck, but then the Chuck gets on safe anyways, wins the game, and yeah, that's going to be game number 1. And then they end up winning game number 2 as well. So again, like not the best draft in the world, but I also don't think our objective, I guess, was played the best. I don't think we like played like our roles properly. And then we have set number 3, which is Bell's Rock. So they went first pick Ollie, which is a pretty unconventional pick. We kind of had to Gene, because if you give the other team Ollie Gene, like you're just losing. Like you are not winning that game. So we took Gene, and we wanted a brawler. If you guys watched my draft video, that was like one of those bounty, I mean, yeah, well, I guess same thing, bounty and knockout anti-tanks, because they took Ollie. So we went Pearl. I think RT would have been a little bit better, but we just didn't play any RT basically this entire time, because in this meta, RT kind of feels like aesthetic. Like it kind of just feels like it's not doing enough. So we went Pearl, they went Mr. P and Bell, because it's a good Bell game and a good Mr. P game, and we went last pick Squeak, just like we did in that other knockout draft. So something I could have done better is I could have gone like a lot more passive and not fed penguins. That obviously could help us a lot, because you guys are going to see 1 out of my every like 3 shots is just shooting a penguin at this point. And then we got Sans on the Pearl, Chino on the Bit, so we don't really have a good start. I mean, neither do they necessarily, but because the penguin was able to get Mr. P Porters fast, their start did turn out pretty good. And then we go into game number 2, and now Chino has pull, and they have all their supers, so it's a little bit scary, but they can't really go up as aggressive as they would like to because of Chino's pull. So every time Mr. P throws penguins down, I kind of just switch onto that lane so I can shoot the penguins. I don't know. Again, here, I don't love our comp. I think we definitely could have played it better and won, but I don't think we have draft here either. To be honest, I don't think we have draft any of the sets, which is probably a big problem. I mean, it is a big problem, but something that I kind of believe that I've like experienced in all of my teams is like, you're not always going to have draft, especially these days when draft is so difficult. So you kind of got to be able to win without draft. Obviously, we're going to need to work on our draft a little bit, but I think we also got to work on our gameplay because I don't think it's all that clean. So Sans, I mean, Chino has pull. I'm able to get the kill over there on Vegeta without using our pull. So we're actually in a pretty good spot here where we still have our Gene pull. Sans has his Pearl super. And like I don't know, we're in a pretty good spot. Now Mr. P is close to hyper, and if Mr. P gets that hyper and we can't destroy it, we're cooked. So we got to be like very, very passive and make sure we don't feed that. So we're doing our best here. Like they can't really push up too high because Gene has pull, but then again, we can't go up that high either because Mr. P has hyper. So it's kind of just this weird game of like who's gonna make the mistake, who's gonna mess up, who's gonna go too high, and no one wants to be that person. Everyone's just kind of being passive. Everyone's doing their thing. I'm able to hit a long squeak shot on Vegeta, so I think here is probably when we should have pushed up a little bit, which we're doing. I mean, we're trying to push up the map, but the Bella's pretty free lane, so the Bella's just kind of like doing her thing. I get the Bell pretty low, so again, maybe an opportunity to try and push up, but I got low, so we weren't able to do it. And we're trying our very hardest. Like, don't feed this Mr. P. Like, do not feed this Mr. P. I keep getting hit, but he doesn't get his porter, but I think it's just a little bit too late. Like, they have more HP than us. Chino hits this crazy pull, and I don't know how we lose this, to be honest. Honestly, I have to watch that back. I wish there was a way to like put these games in slow motion so I can see exactly what happened. But I saw Sans say this. He was like, I don't know how we hit a double gene pull into a Pearl Super and we lost the game. And this is kind of why I think RT would be better. I mean, RT would be a better lane into Bell. And if that double pull did happen and we had the RT legs, we definitely would have won. But looking back at this again, like I've watched these games, but I haven't watched too closely because it's pretty painful and it's only been a day. So it's like, you know, skip ahead a little bit. They go in, you know, gets his hyper, very nice double pull, get 2 kills. Wow. So Sans actually hits Diego with a second super, but he just had absolutely no damage to his super because he just used his. I wish there was like half speed on replays or something, because like this is such a crazy play and there's just so much going on. It's just hard to tell how we lost that, to be honest. And I haven't really, I've watched the games back, but I haven't watched them too closely because it's just painful. And like everyone tries their hardest, you know, win, lose, or draw. So it's not like I'm looking back and trying to like find things to blame or stuff like that. Like we know our draft wasn't great. We know we could have played better. So there's like no real reason to kind of like look back and try and blame others. But they go in, Chino gets hyper, pulls, Sans hits 2 of them, 2 die. Crazy. I don't know. Sans hits him with a second super, but Sans literally just used his first super, so he did no damage. And I don't know where all of our ammo went, to be honest, but I feel like I don't know. I feel like the Bell didn't have that much HP, so we should have been able to kill her, but like I just have no idea what's going on there. And then we win game number 2. I win a 1v2 on, you know what? Let's show it. This is like the only good thing I did this entire match. So, you know what? I'm going to show it, and I'm going to be proud of it, even though we got swept. We were losing the game. I think Chino hits a pull here. Does he not? Cat. Oh, wait, yeah. Chino did hit a pull, which caused us to win that round. I don't know why I thought it was that round. And then we go in for like a pinch here. Sans gets 1, but he dies. Chino dies, and then it's like, bam, fade away, and I kill Vegeta, and then like he's got a big penguin, and then there's like, oh my god, my camera skills are horrible, and there's Diego, and I feel like Diego can just hide behind the penguin, but he feels not to, and I get a super, and I'm like, bam, but I missed the super, but then I hit the fade away, so it don't even matter, and I clutch the game and send it to game number 3. Now it didn't matter because we just ended up losing anyways. For all my real ones, after I clutch that up, I'm like, yo guys, I'm feeling like this feels like a TQ reverse sweep, no cap, and then we lost. So like that kind of sucked, but losing that sucked because I've said it so many times, but after making Brawl Worlds in 2023 and coming second there, I just feel like I had the craziest 2023 ever. We beat Crazy Raccoon. We were the first team to beat Tensai and Site Tempo in like 2 years, and then we, you know, swept LCQ. We came second at Worlds. And I just felt like I could have won either of those international tournaments, which is every pro player's dream. And I was so close. And to go from that to like just nothing has gone right in 2024 and so far in 2025, it's just so sad, and it's such a low point. But I mean, the lower the lows, the higher the highs are going to be. So I'm just going to keep grinding, and I'm going to keep doing my best. And that's why I say I love all my supporters, and I thank you guys, because so many fans, you know, they just follow whoever's winning. But I mean, you guys have stayed loyal for such a long time, and I love you guys to the end of the world and back for that. So thank you guys very much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you guys did, like, comment, and subscribe. But that's gonna be it for me today, and I will be back on the YouTube grind now that monthly finals is over, and I will be seeing you guys a lot very soon, and I have some crazy surprises. So see you guys then.